What is up, everybody? I am the Amazombie, and this is your StarCraft2Newscast.com weekly edit. This is the start of what we're calling Season 2, Episode 1. I'm no longer going to count each episode as its own number. We're going to keep doing each thing by season from now on. There's a few things coming down the pipe. This episode really doesn't have much to it. There's not a full range of stuff going on. I'm just going to kind of give an update and see what's going on, give you guys kind of a brief overview of some things coming up. First of all, we've been out for the week, and I'm glad to kind of be back here. Let's fix that. Hopefully the audio is good. I've been having some audio issues with XSplit, and I forgot. And then, well, I had them set up fine, and then of course because there was a patch for XSplit just the other day, and then of course as soon as I log in, there's another patch for XSplit. And I forgot to check it before I started recording, so hopefully the audio issue didn't reset itself, which is what has happened in the past. So hopefully also you can hear me just fine. We've been running into some issues. I finally figured out, I think, the root of audio issues I had in last season, but it's a matter of checking it and making sure everything is always set right, even though it should be. But you know how computers are. And I know how computers are, and they don't always do what you expect them or tell them to do. So, welcome everybody. Like I said, this is your SD2 Newscast. This is your weekly edit. We're into January. We're into a new year here. Not much to talk about. There hasn't been a ton of stuff going on. There was Home Story Cup, which was cool, I guess. Thing about Home Story Cup, I have a hard time as a fan watching it. I know a lot of people love it, and I think it's a great thing, don't get me wrong. I think it's a great event. I love how it is for the players. It's very laid back. They have a good time. That's awesome. To me, it should be like a vacation for them. What I have a hard time with is there's a couple of things. I have a hard time with it. One, because it's almost too laid back for me as a spectator. Because it's like, oh, it's cool to see some of these players, doing their thing when they're all laid back. That's cool, I guess. But we've seen it before. And so, to me, it's just kind of like, dude, get on to the next game already. I just want to see the games. You know what I mean? Other than that, it's an awesome, awesome event. And like I said again, I think it's overall an awesome event. But for me as a spectator, I get a little bit bored with it in a way, just because of it's just not as exciting to me as it is to a lot of people. The other thing going on, we've had 2 days so far of the new season of GSL, new rules, new format. I'm digging it so far. If you have watched either of the last 2 nights in GSL, it's been freaking awesome. I mean, top-rate matches. We had just epic matches with Boxer in day 1, and then we had Lenok and OGS Finn in some awesome matches just last night, which I just finished watching right before I hopped on to record this. Because, of course, it's on at 1 in the morning, and I am asleep. Either I'm asleep or I'm at work at 1 in the morning. So, excuse me. So that's pretty cool. That's good to see. There hasn't been a ton of extra news coming out as of late. Let's see here. Asus Rogue Tournament coming down the pipe. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else is going on. Not much else, I don't think. I do like the more ProCraft coming also. That's about it, I think, that's going to be going on. What have I been up to over the break? Let's see. Well, someone is in the chat asking my league. I'm silver. I'm not that great of a player. But I rarely ladder anyway, as it is. I didn't even ladder at all last season. I played mostly just customs with friends. And so, where was I? Oh yeah, what was I doing over the break? We have been Well, I went on vacation. Like I said, the newscast was on a break for a little while. The weekly edit was on a break. Oh, another thing coming up. This just reminds me. We're trying to set up a show for the 20. Let me look up the date. 2 weeks. It looks like the 23rd. We have a couple of guests confirmed. We're gonna try and do a roundtable discussion. I'm trying to get one more guest, and I'm hoping that it goes okay. But no, I'm not getting a ton of responses today, at least, or in the past few days. But I did get a couple of confirmations. We're gonna be have our friend who, if you've watched any of the show, if you watched any of it, go to blip TV/SC2Newscast or go to SC2Newscast.com. You can look up the past episodes. Iron Man, the map maker of now formerly of TPW, who is now on ESV, has been on a few times. He will be coming back with some more news and updates. I'm trying to get a couple other map makers and a couple players, and we want to end up having a roundtable discussion about the state of maps in SC2 right now, because it's changing a lot as of literally the last month. It's actually changing quite a bit. So we kind of want to get an update, all the weird new changes, and then where we think it'll be headed into the future, into the game design and balance, and um, into Heart of the Swarm, and some of the preview stuff that we've gotten from that. So that would be cool. I'm hoping that that'll work out. Like I said, it's going to be experimental. Anyone who's watched the show before, we've had tons of guests on, but only one at a time. So it'll be my first time trying to get multiple people. So that's really cool. I'm glad that that's coming along. So like I said, watch out. It's going to be the 23rd or 24th that week, so in about 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for that episode. It should be fun. That's about all I got. Oh yeah, back to what I was talking about in the first place. What have I been doing? So we put the newscast on hold. We ended season 1 of the weekly edit, which we are recording season 2 right now. And what did I do? Well, I worked. For those who don't know, I work for a very gigantic and successful multinational retail corporation. So during the last few weeks, during December is basically our busiest time of the year. That means that I am basically living at my job for a month almost on end. Add that to the fact that my wife also works at that said same building. She also is there for almost a month. So it gave us very little time. We have a 2-year-old son. We have our own holidays. We have our own family. So I decided to just kind of. There wasn't a ton going on. Other than there was the Blizzard Cup, which was awesome, by the way. Watch that if you get a chance. And then we also had that Arena of Legends tournament, which really, I have a hard time getting into any of these Arena of Legends tournaments from the GSL. Their replays, they're online. I like seeing the players in the booths. That's why I love the GSL above most other tournaments. I like MLG. I like the NASL finals. I like DreamHack. I like the players there. I like it live, and I like them in the booth. And I like seeing the cameras on their faces when they do epic plays or completely just make huge mistakes. I love that. To me, it's that human factor that makes esports great. That's what makes regular sports great. That's why you like watching football or baseball. You like the human aspect, and that's what esports still, I believe, needs more of. And they need to focus on it a little bit more. So that's about all I got for that. Let's see. Who's playing tonight in the GSL? Let me give a quick update. No, we already watched that. What? What the heck? Why does that tell me? That tells me the wrong people. Here we go. Tonight's the epic group on the GSL. You have to watch this. MVP, Lucky, Idra, Nesty. Now, I pretty much am saying there's almost no way Lucky's making out of that group. I mean, Lucky's a good player, but MVP, Nesty, Idra are all three a class above Lucky. So, maybe he'll pull it out. Maybe he's really been hunkered down for this, but I just don't think that's going to be such a fucking awesome group. I really can't wait. So, like I said, there wasn't much going on that I just kind of wanted to give a quick update, give people kind of a breakdown of things going on. We are going to try to be doing more and more with the weekly edit. I'm hoping. So, sorry, I'm repeating myself. I don't know what else to say. Oh yeah, holidays. Other stuff, I've been doing fun stuff for the holidays away from work. Let's see. Reading a lot of comic books. I got just kind of just a quick update. Let's see. We've got the Red Wing trade paperback. Jonathan Hickman, awesome comic writer. Let's see. I got It's a Good Life. If you don't weaken. Awesome. Wasteland Apocalyptic Edition Volume 2, which, if you've never read Wasteland, it's an awesome comic. Well, it's a good comic, but what makes it really good, sets it up and above the rest, is the fact that it does such an amazing job of creating the entire world and backstory. You know, kind of like when that's part of what made things like Lord of the Rings or Star Trek so great, is it has an epic backstory and it cares about its own history. I also got another Jonathan Hickman. The Nightly News just came out in hardcover collector's edition. And that's pretty much... I got some other stuff, but that's pretty much it that I got at the moment. I wrote a little blog post some people saw. Hold on. About this badass Zeratul figure. Huh? Here, let's go in full screen for this. Someone in the blog post said that they thought that it looked weak once it was out of the box and put together. I don't think so. I think it's badass, but whatever, to each his own. The weirdest part about this figure, though, is that you have this stand, has this little metal rod, and you stick it right up his ass. And so I always kind of feel bad. Like, I want to apologize to Zeratul. Like, I'm sorry, Zeratul. I'm going to just shove this in your ass, and I hope you don't mind. Like, and then hopefully he just kind of lives with it. I suppose he could have just cloaked or blinked out of the way if he wasn't okay with it. So that's about it. You can kind of turn his arm, and some of his pieces come off. Like he came without his cape on. You have to take his head and stuff off. So it's pretty cool. I like Zeratul. They have the Rainer out also. They're about $30 a pop on Amazon. Good size. Check it out. That's about all I got. Other things I've been working on. Let's see. I got Blu-ray of the new Simpsons. Season 14 just came out recently on Blu-ray. So did Futurama 6. That's awesome Blu-ray. I've started a project of... for those who don't know, I play a lot of instruments, play a lot of music. So, I've always wanted to learn... One of the things, and it's literally, like, one of the top things on my bucket list, right, was learning how to tune my own piano. Now, tuning a piano is not just like tuning any other instruments. You can't just tune a piano the way you tune a guitar. It's a lot more difficult. There's a lot of factors. Tuning a piano, if you break a string, that's pretty bad. If you have a cracked plate, now the plate, no one knows, the plate in a piano is the large cast iron mold that holds the strings. And just to give some perspective here, each string in a piano, you have to apply something on par with like 160 pounds of pressure. There's like 240 strings. So when it's all said and done, there's about anywhere between 18 and 30 tons of pressure on that cast iron frame. If you have a crack in there, your cast iron frame can literally explode from 20 tons of pressure. So it's a very delicate thing. You got to know what you're doing. So anyway, what I've been doing is I bought a few books, I bought some tools, and I'm learning how to piano servicing, tuning, and rebuilding. If you ever look on Craigslist, people are giving away free pianos all the time. They say, just come pick it up, you can have it. So, and if you know how to fix it up and tune it, you could easily sell you can donate that piano to schools or to youth who want to learn, or you could sell it for like $500 a pop, at least. if it's in decent condition, all it really needs is like tuning and maybe a little bit of repairs. At least $500, if not 1,000. I mean, it's an interesting skill, and I'm really getting interested in it. So that's going to be my new project. Hopefully, maybe eventually into a business. Who knows? If I had my own business and didn't have to work full time, I could focus more on this project as well. So that's part of the appeal of it. So I think that's about all I got for today. I think that's really all we're going to cover. There's not much, like I said, going on. Make sure to check out everything coming up. Next week, we're going to talk more about the GSL and see what's happening. Hopefully, there's supposed to be a big announcement with State of the Game is supposed to be coming back soon. There's supposed to be a big announcement from MLG, I think, discussing their new season and format. So that should be hopefully back soon. That's about all I got to say. Yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry there's not a ton of content. There's not a ton of information for this one. This was more or less just kind of a little video I made for an update. Hopefully everything works good, and to test all our new audio settings and whatnot, so hopefully it's all good to go. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we should be back with you next week with more information. Oh, and starting tomorrow, Thursday morning, the newscast will be back. The podcast will be updated 5 days a week, as long as there's something to talk about. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.